Welcome to Soul Sisteries. Oh my goodness. I just am so excited that you guys are here and that you're going to join us as we just finish this amazing conversation with Deanna Johnston, who is a musician and a voiceover actor and all sorts of other things going on in her life. And I will just say, after spending the last 45 minutes with her, I'm walking away with a whole lot of hope. And I really can't wait for you to have that also. Amen to that. Listen in, everybody. Here we go. Hey, everyone. We are so glad that you're here with us, and we are beyond thrilled to welcome as our guest today, Deanna Johnston. Deanna is a renowned voiceover artist with deep roots in the music industry. Her journey started as a shy kid with a passion for interviewing her family with a plastic microphone plugged into her Casio cassette recorder and performing with her sisters in their family's basement. She's now a globally recognized vocalist who has performed for Fortune 500 companies all over the world. She co-owned and ran her own entertainment company, LA All-Stars, for almost 20 years. Deanna was chosen out of thousands of hopefuls from all across the world to compete in the reality TV show Rockstar INXS. Out of 15 finalists, Deanna was one of the top 3 women. And side note, one of mine and my son's absolute favorites on the show. Her voiceover acting can be heard in every corner of the globe, and thousands of recordings from commercials to corporate narration to trailers to podcasts and more. And we'd be remiss if we didn't add, in Deanna's own words, she is at heart pug-obsessed, a dessert devourer, and a faith-filled nature lover. Deanna, welcome to Soul Sisteries. Welcome.
Woo, thank you so much. I appreciate being here. I'm not on podcasts really ever, and I'm hearing myself talk all day long in my booth, but I'm voicing commercials or whatever. I'm not just talking about myself or sharing anything. So this is really cool and weird.
Yeah. Well, we are excited to have you join us because, you know, we're all about the stories, right? And clearly you have a story to tell because such a varied, I have to laugh because I can remember being there with my plastic microphone also. And I come from a large family. We have, 4 of us girls plus a boy, and then later 7 other children. So 12 kids in the family, but 5 of us that we grew up together and certainly know what it's like to perform for everybody that will watch as kids. I didn't continue as a performer. Clearly you have, Donna has. But I think it's just a good story to tell and kind of where you are today. So.
Absolutely. Actually, I also have, there's 4 sisters, 4 daughters in my family.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's probably where my journey began as far as I'm a middle child.
Hey!
So the middle children, we're the quiet ones. We're the peacekeepers. We're amicable. You know, we're smoothing everything out and just paying attention to what's going on around us. You know, while the bookends on either end are maybe causing more of the noise. So I've always professionally pursued things having to do with my voice, you know, whether it's singing and performing and now currently voice acting. And so, I find that interesting.
I love that. Say a little bit more about that if you would, because the thing is, I get middle child thing. You are right. All eyes and all observation, right? You're aware of everything going on around you. To the nth degree, but yet it is your voice. I'm also called to my voice. I'm a professional writer. I do I got to use it. I got to speak. Talk more about that, how you went from that role to the stride. You must use your voice.
Yeah, I think as a child, I grew up in an awesome house, but we weren't necessarily taught to use our voice to express our emotions. We were more taught to, deal with whatever you're going through, and tomorrow will be a new day, you know?
Yeah.
And I appreciate that about how I grew up because it made me really tough, especially being in the the music industry, which is ruthless. And actually, voiceover is worse, to be honest. But oh yeah, it's terrible. So yeah, sort of being snuffed by using your voice, and then eventually finding it, and everything just coming out like what. That's why I always loved singing, and was always responded to people like Janis Joplin, who, you know, technically, like nowadays singers are amazing, technically, like, you know, but I didn't grow up like that. It was more about getting rid of all the emotional crap in your soul. And you don't, you know, you're not editing yourself. You don't care if you're hitting good notes, bad notes. It's not about that. It's just, it's releasing inside and hopefully landing on somebody and they're absorbing it. So yeah, when I found singing, it really freed me emotionally, all that stuff inside, which I didn't know. I mean, I was young. I didn't know that I needed to be freed. I was always crazy, weird, shy, and had internal, like, I don't know, I just felt snuffed all the time. I don't even, I need to explore all that, but, it just brought me out. Singing brought me out. Running, I was an avid runner for years, and just like getting into that runner's high, like I totally get that. I could just practically fall asleep running.
Wow.
Just like there's a state with that. It's really interesting. And I would get that performing live as well.
Amazing.
Go ahead, share? I'm curious because you said like when you found your voice and started to express yourself. I'm curious, like how old you were and how you found your voice.
Oh yeah, how I got there. Well, I was shy forever, and I was in college at this point, and I had a boyfriend who was a drummer. And so he opened me up to that world, like, you know, being a musician, because I took piano lessons when I was younger. And like I said, I would pretend I was a newscaster and interview my family. And, you know, we would sing and play, and it's just fun. But I never knew what you could do with that. Like, I didn't really think that a normal person could have a career as a vocalist or a musician. So he kind of opened me up to that world. So I used to go to the gigs, and it was cool. And I went through a bunch of crap with him that, you know, you can, I'm sure, look up online. I don't want to talk about it because he was very upset with me talking about that kind of stuff back, you know. But anyways, so it just I don't know. There was something inside, and I remember, Rattle and Hum came out at that time. It was in the I forget, early '90s, and there was something about that movie and just that whole experience that really, like, something in my core went ding, 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 and I was like, what? But then so later on, and then being around the band thing, and then so I just decided, you know what? Screw him. I'm going to learn how to sing. I'm going to put my own band together. And that's what I did. And I've always had like a smart sort of business approach to everything. I'm a little rigid in my life, actually. And so being able to control that environment, like I hire the musicians, I buy the gear, I buy the band van, you know, so they can't fire me, or nobody can tell me I suck, and I don't even know if I suck, but I don't care because I'm the boss. So that's what I did. I just learned how to sing and went for it, and it was like, holy crap, being on stage was freeing.
I love that. And in college, which is interesting, like to find yourself there, were you going to school for business or for entertainment or anything?
I was in college for graphic design. And I was a big athlete. I was playing varsity soccer, volleyball, downhill skier. Like, I always wanted to be in the Olympics. Like, didn't matter what sport. I was a sports person. So I never sung ever, really. Just like for fun when we were kids around the, you know. So it was a big shock. I remember my first gig, I actually played piano probably with like 2 fingers or whatever. And my parents came out, and grandparents, and they were like crying because they were like, who is this? You know, this isn't our shy middle child up there performing. So it was a shock for them, to say the least, and me.
What a total fire you had in you then, a total fire that was there and that you followed. And that just says so much about you, that you also like heard that calling and went with it.
Went with it.
That you did it, because many people hear or want, but it's actually putting feet to it. That is
Yeah,
all the
absolutely.
difference. And
And
here you've been showing up for it all these years again
Yeah.
and again. That's
Yeah.
extraordinary. I need to say to you, just I want to say to everybody, because we were talking a little early before we were recording here about this call, and it came out of the blue, and you're like, well, it's been so long ago that since you were in the public eye in the way that I first discovered you. But I want to say something about that. The thing so it had to do with Rockstar INXS and that show, and that's where I became familiar with you. And I was watching with my husband and my son, who was then about 14, 15. My baby was actually born right during the time when the show was airing. But we really were drawn to you, my son and I. We were drawn to you because of this incredible authenticity to your voice. You are an extraordinary storyteller with your voice and in your singing, and everything that you did was riveting to us. And so when I would hear you on the show, and it's all produced and edited and however they're going to do it, but it would always, you often sounded somewhat self-deprecating, or that you didn't have the certain vocal skills, and we'd be looking at each other going, what are you talking about? Like, you really absolutely
Amazing.
do, because you had that facility. And so it's the 20th anniversary right now of when that show was out. And that I just got to thinking, God, I wonder what Deanna Johnston is doing now, and looked you up, and which is what brought me to you now. And so anyway, that's a whole lot of me talking. Yeah. I needed to say publicly,
yeah,
I think you have an exceptional voice, and I love the way in which you use it. And it meant so much to my son. And in that time, we loved what you did. And your original song called My Truth, where you talk about your voice and you talk about that shyness. And that just really, it spoke to us. We took that one in, and it became one of our songs. So thank you for all of it.
That's beautiful.
Wow. Yeah, I'm trying not to cry.
Oh.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
It is all true.
It is about lifting somebody and connecting with somebody. And when you were talking about being brave, to just do that, like recently, after Rockstar INXS, first of all, I was married at the time. I went through a divorce. I tried to make it, get a record deal, all that crap, you go through. I eventually started my own company with 3 other musician friends, our own corporate entertainment company, and we were very successful. We did amazing, and we were performing all over the world, and it was incredible. And just after COVID happened, I ended up selling my portion of that. It just felt like it was time to move on. So now I haven't sang in 3.5 years.
Wow.
And like emotionally, I can tell, because like right now I can cry constantly. I'm not getting all that out.
Yeah.
It's really weird. But so I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago, I thought, you know what? I'm going to join this Facebook page. I just moved to a new city, and I'm going to just look for a fun band. I'm going to go back to my roots. I loved singing in bars and just connecting with people close like that. Just singing good rock tunes that everybody knows and loves. I don't have to be a vocal gymnast like the vocalists nowadays. I can just do what I do. So I reached out to this band. And these were pro cats, my age, 50 plus. I'm like, this is perfect. And so they sent me an email like a few hours later and said, you sound great. Let's get together and jam tomorrow night. Here's a list of 13 songs. And it was like, yeah, like what you just did. Like, oh no, I'm not ready for this. They were like really hard rock songs to sing, like Sammy Hagar tunes, and, incredible vocalists that if I'm in shape, I can handle. But right now, haven't sung. I don't know the songs. I don't have time to learn them in like less than 12 hours. Plus voiceover now. My voice has to stay more clean. So I just chickened out, and I had all these reasons why I shouldn't. But then I was like, I used to be so brave. Yeah. Like I was so bold. Like when I started singing in the beginning, like I told you, eventually to get away from that boyfriend, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go audition for this band in Rochester, New York. I was living in Canada. Like, I was born and raised in a small town in Canada. So I hopped in my old car by myself and drove to some guy's basement and auditioned for him.
Wow.
And he was this, he was the kind of guy that you wouldn't trust. He had a look about him, and I don't know. Yeah, like, I don't know how I did that. It's really interesting. Either you're young and stupid, or there's some fire inside you that you're just going for it. Yeah. And so it was interesting to think about that, and then think about where I'm at today and what I'm going through. Yeah. It was wild. It's been interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting for me because I don't know your story like Donna does. I mean, I had a baby, I think, when that show was out, although I remember Donna and Kenny's love of the show and, making sure they didn't miss it and, all of that. But I just found you since she's reached out to you, like, oh my gosh, your voice is amazing. And your voiceover work is amazing. So, I mean,
thank you.
You really do. There's people who need their bodies to act and tell a story, but you just, I mean, it comes out naturally, I think. I don't know how, I know you say you've taken classes and you've studied with people and all of that, but I think there's something that is just in you that has to tell the story. And in my life, I'm a therapist and I teach counselors, so that's my world. And I'm thinking of just how cathartic singing it. And I don't sing it. I mean, I'm a horrible singer, but I will sing all the time because it releases so much.
It does.
And so I just think you've got this gift, and not that you have to give it to anybody. You don't have to share it at all, but just to allow yourself to use the voice in whatever way you want to use to tell the story and to process whatever you have to process, right? Just amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's, it's like God gave me this gift and I'm not sharing it.
Yeah.
And, it's weird. And voiceover is a weird career. It's amazing, but it's really hard because you're trapped. This is a 3.5 by 5.5 booth I'm in.
Yes.
So I could be in here hours at a time, like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. And for somebody who, is claustrophobic, it's not going to work. But so that doesn't bother me. But I think just I didn't realize it because I've always been independent and, but the isolation of it recently, since not performing anymore and having green room talk and band members and business partners and, traveling all over the world, performing and meeting people. Now that I'm literally just at home 24/7, I have my husband and our dog, Gracie, and it's like, and it's a weird time right now. That's why I thought it was interesting that you reached out, honestly.
Yeah.
That synchronicity, I get it. And I'm sure I don't pretend to have any answers for you, but I'm curious to see what the direction is.
Yeah.
I think, tell me if this resonates for you, as it does for me. So when it comes to writing is a key expression of mine. I feel compelled, like I must do it, like I must breathe. It is that intrinsic. And I've heard, somebody said it was Stephen King. I've never been able to find the actual quote, but he said something like, if he was straitjacketed and couldn't write, he would write with his tongue on the roof of his mouth. Wow. I get it. Ding, ding, ding. That makes so much sense to me. Talk about that a little bit. I have a feeling that you identify with that type of idea, not for the writing, so with that expression and that just need to get it out.
I identify with, like what we've talked about, releasing the inner stuff. Yeah. I've had a reoccurring dream, like ever since I can remember, literally, where I could be anywhere. It's not really clear, but there's something in my mouth building, forming, like almost like you're pouring cement in, or porridge, or there's wads of gum, and I'm either on stage about to perform, I'm trying to find the stage, I'm just trying to talk to somebody, and I'm like putting my hands in my mouth and like pulling this gobs of whatever it is out constantly, and I'm like panicking, and I've had this forever, and it's frightening.
Yeah.
you know, to feel like that internally trapped inside. Like, what the heck is wrong with me? So it's really interesting. And then everything revolves around the voice and for me, movement. Like when you were talking about, you know, him having and you having to write, I've always been somebody who focuses on, you know, either running or right now I took up paddleboarding, walking, you know, doing push-ups, doing something physical. I can't sit on my butt and do nothing. That's really hard.
And just that movement is part of the process too, right? And it's just, it's all connected. The voice is, you can't isolate the voice from the body. It's all part of this.
Absolutely.
That's all. And then you alluded to also the God-given talent that also, it's not just this body, there's this energy and this connection, and we pull and move through that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I told my dad a few days ago that I was, you know, going to possibly audition for that band. I told him about it and he was like, "Oh, that's amazing." He's like, "Maybe that you tried too much too soon. Why don't you just start singing one song in your studio a day? You know, just baby steps." And so, yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah. And also just knowing there was a door, the doors exist. There are more doors.
Yeah.
The right door will come at the right time, and you just
when you're ready.
But that you were ready to see the door. I don't know. I think it sounds very hopeful and empowering to me from the outside. Like, yes,
absolutely. It's really interesting how stuck you can get. Like, I spend a lot of time listening to podcasts. I love podcasts. I love learning, especially, you know, growth-minded. You know, I want to become a better person. I don't want to be carrying around bull crap when I'm 60 or whatever, which is coming up close. But
I hear you.
And so, you know, I've learned so many tools about getting unstuck and coming at things from different perspectives and working through things. And in the last 5-6 years, stuck. And it's like, oh, now I get it. Now I get why people just stay in that, you know, ditch and can't get out. It's really interesting. It's rough. Another reason why I was just surprised that you contacted me. That day you contacted me, I think I'd been like probably crying. It's been a weird time.
Well, I'm so glad I followed the thread to reach out to you, because I was super hesitant thinking, oh, she didn't want to hear from me. And she was like, I'm nobody. And then, but I said, but why when I'm in the flow, right? I'm in the flow. And it really is important to me more than anything to express to you the impact that you had and the relevance that you had for my son and me. And that was a big deal, and it matters. And I can feel him right now as I'm talking about it. And we know my son is in spirit now, but I can feel him right now, and he's so excited, like, cool, like just very excited about all of it and proud of. And I think that's one of the things. I'm not going to go deep in my story, but one of the things that Kenny's death also did for me is it liberated me. It liberated me to just do it. Because, man, this life is short, and it is finite. And what do I have to lose? What do I have to lose? So I'm going to reach out to Deanna Johnston and say, hey, you want to be on a podcast? And be so grateful when you say yes, and get to talk to you now, which is just lovely.
And for both of you, just because, and Donna did reach out to me as soon as she reached out to you, Deanna, and you know, and Donna had this like spark of, let me see if this is a connection, because there was something that was important to her. But it's interesting for me to hear that also what was going on for you in your world, even though you are the voice actor now and you're not a working musician, that was in your head, that you were already kind of exploring that. And I'm going to say that, like, Kenny is the one that connected you to, right? Because it was, hey, there's this music and Deanna's thinking about music and you had that connection, you know? I think there's something much bigger than all of us, right? That kind of
Sure.
pulls this together. So,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
you using your voice in all these different ways. I mean, from a child doing the interviews to the musician to the voice acting now, it's all about the story that you tell. It's all about using your voice to convey emotion and thought and ideas and all of that. And so I think, I mean, that's exactly what we do in this. Our podcast is like, it's about hope, and we want people to feel hope. We don't know who's going to listen. It's not about a million people listening. It's about that one person who needs to hear it right now. Kind of like the connection just in reaching out to set this up, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought when I thought I'll do it, is I thought, well, maybe I can talk about something and it'll just hit one person the right way and it'll help them. But now also, you know, just as we're talking, it's also about just, you know, giving me a little validation, you know, like, oh man, such a baby. My voice matters.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It mattered to, you know, to your family.
It does.
It matters.
And it does. I mean, I still have that song in my iTunes, and I still listen to it. And others of yours. I mean, I think we downloaded all of your songs at that time, because we really did dig what you had to say. So here's the thing. So you have had these various iterations of your voice career. They've shaped and they've changed and they've shifted. And even now you're thinking about other possibilities, but something has kept you going. Something has kept that hope alive, has guided you to that next step to move on. What is that? What is the thing in you? What is the thing in you that keeps you at it and keeps you finding the new path and the new direction and doing the thing? Is my question making any sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think whether you're a voice actor, vocalist, or a carpenter, or whatever you're doing, I mean, just keeping going and trying to find you kind of have to. What else are you going to do? You know, you're going to get stuck, which I have, you know, been in ways, but there's always something to explore. There's always something to using your voice is like, it is all about giving away part of you, and being heard and releasing. And I guess that's part of who I am and what I need to do. Certainly, I'm a person of faith. I'm a Christian, and you know, you keep going because you expect. You expect things to work out. You expect, you know, that, you know, you're believing in your higher power. And even if it's a hard time, I'm going to grow through it. You know, I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to be better. I'm going to help somebody else. I'm going to be able to go through whatever comes up next better, because you're never going to get a break, right? There's always some kind of crap. That's gonna come. Always. And that's part of the human experience. So you might as well go through it as best you can and keep going. And as far as what I've always more aligned with the arts when I found my voice. So, you know, and I like working from home. I like being more in control of my schedule and things like that. So that's what keeps me going. And voice acting there's so many different things every day. Some days I'll do a political ad, or I have to be a real mean person, you know, and talk about things that are, you know, but then the next day I'll get to record. I had to record a video for a funeral once. A woman had just lost 3 generations of people in her life within like the last 3 months, and she wanted to put a beautiful video together. And I was like, what an honor to voice that. But that was hard to get through. You know, and then I'll voice something for an e-learning project, and I'll have to think about, well, somebody's sitting on the other end, possibly hating their job, and they're having to learn a new module. So I have to somehow, you know, get them excited or on board or keep them entertained and do that. There's just so many facets to voice acting, which I do appreciate that. It's you really learn a lot about your voice
Yeah.
and certainly acting. You know, I
Yeah.
didn't know that I was an actress, but I've also started doing on camera stuff now.
Okay.
Spokesperson videos and news reads. What did I do yesterday? I read some sports news stuff, and that's kind of fun, interesting.
Wow.
Like learning
Yeah.
all that video stuff is it's overwhelming, and
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to like do that at the same time as you're acting and
Yeah.
reading your words without looking at like you're reading the
Right.
teleprompter, and
Uh-huh.
there's a hair sticking up. It's like, oh man.
Oh, man.
And then you're like, oh, I'm getting older, or you have wrinkles here,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. But yeah, I guess you have to keep growing.
Yeah.
Like as business has been down a little, and sometimes I'm like, I wonder what I should do right now. I don't have a job to do, and it's like frightening almost. Like, ooh, what am I going to do with nothing to do? This is horrible.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, I get the feeling and all.
Yeah.
That's like why Diana and I have as our subtitle for this podcast is hope through ... It is with that idea that hope, that drive always does exist, always can exist, and there are concrete ways to access it, but it's certainly not that Pollyanna, like everything's great or pretending like it's all wonderful, because, life is challenging, and there, as you were just saying, it is kind of one thing after another. That's real. That is this existence, but there's also all kinds of joys and opportunities and ways to embrace them. So it's really how you meet it. And
How you meet it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I would love to ask you, going back to that younger self, maybe as young as holding the plastic microphone, but maybe elementary school, high school. What do you think that the younger Deanna would say about your journey and where you're at today?
I think she'd be shocked, amazed, actually.
Yeah.
I'm tickled that, my voice has been able to get me really far in really interesting places. Absolutely. Amazed by that. Really amazed. Especially like the personality, remembering how I felt when I was younger, to how it feels when you're on stage in front of thousands of people, and how there's a commanding presence about you. And it actually, it doesn't really come out often off stage. I'm one of those people who's a weirdo in the corner off stage, and on stage I'm on,
Yes.
So it really interesting. I think she'd be really proud of me.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting, because at least I often think about like what remains when I'm gone, what is the legacy that remains? And to me, it's fascinating that you sang a song 20 years ago and it's still like, and that's not what you're doing. It's not like, I don't know, any singer who has sung the same song for the last 40 years that we hear again and again, right? You sung this years ago and it's still there, and that like somebody, and this is just one person, so I'm sure that there's many others that your voice is still resonating for them. The funeral that you just did, and the people that got to watch that amazing video with your voice, that's the voice that they're remembering when they're thinking of their loved ones, is just incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is. When I think of like how far of a reach my voice has had all over the world. Yeah. Like most of my clients now are really in other places. Voiceovers are really global business. So that's really interesting to think that, I just recorded announcements for an award show in Denmark. And, there's going to be, and I've performed on stage so like thousands of these award shows. And so now I'm the person that I used to hear in the video, or the voice of God saying, and now welcome to the stage, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's so funny. It's really interesting.
Yeah. What a cool job, I think. Very cool.
Very cool. Very cool job. Yeah, for sure. So, I've shared with you that you are somebody who is inspiring to my son and I. Who in your world is inspiring to you?
Well, it would depend, I guess, what we're talking about. I mean, there's all kinds of people who are inspiring to me. God, first of all, and how everything is, how everything wraps together and how it all works. I don't know. I find it fascinating how it's all,
Synchronicity.
And you know, parents, like I said, my mom has been inspiring, just as somebody with strength, you know, somebody who had to go through a lot of things young, not really young, but as an early mom, and just plow through it. You know, you have no choice.
Yeah.
Tough. You know, somebody who knew how to tough it out. And that's not necessarily a good thing because you're not seeking support and trying to speak up for yourself and make things better. You're just putting your head down and plowing through.
Right.
I appreciate that, even though it can be a detriment.
Yeah.
But I definitely got that from my mom. And like I said, in the industries I've been down, you have to be like that. You really do. And my dad's a real logical thinker. You know, he taught me about finances and making decisions and, you know, just knowing how to adult well. You know, and now he's a softie, and you know, it's what that's inspirational too, is seeing both parents, how they've evolved. You know, the parents that we grew up with are not the parents now. Yeah. And that's amazing, isn't it?
Right.
Wow. Like drastic changes. So that's inspiring. And, you know, they're still together. 62 years, I think it is.
Wow.
It's a long time.
That is a long time.
It is a long time.
Yeah. Especially to be together and still like
each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes they don't, but
well, I mean, that's
62 years. There's got to be some things that drive you crazy, but there's also the things that keep you together. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, I think, Donna, that it's probably about time for us to switch gears a little bit and do some of our rapid fire.
Sure. Game. How's that sound? Cool.
Yep.
Let's do. All right, sis, take it away.
Okay, well, I'm going to start with the one you already gave her, but I want to know what your walk-in song is. So you're walking up to the stage for your big award, or what is that walk-in song that's playing for you?
Jump. Van Halen.
Okay. I love it.
Love it.
I mean, whenever you hear that intro, your heart starts pounding.
Yep. Yeah. Love it.
As well, Jump.
Yeah.
And isn't that like all what we've been talking about here?
Actually, you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Jump.
Yeah.
Might as well jump. Yeah.
Just jump. Yeah. And you know what? I have to say, if you go back to his video, David Lee Roth, he didn't jump real well, but he did it.
But he did it anyway.
Yeah, but he did it anyway. So yeah.
And he looked good doing it.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
That's hilarious.
So here's the question. What book changed you?
The Bible.
There you go.
Through Bible teacher Joyce Meyer. I was able to learn from her and then apply, you know, Christian values and understanding in the real world through her. Yeah.
Great. Absolutely. And you had mentioned earlier, and I realized we didn't even touch upon it. We talk about our hope through word, and we talked about our hope through word. Oh, did you?
She did. She brought up expectation. Expectation.
There you go. Yeah. But to say emphatically, hope through expectation. But you said
through expectation.
That came expressly through Joyce Meyer. Yeah.
It did. Yeah. I always heard her say, hope isn't like, I hope this works out. Oh no. Like that's not really hoping. That's just sort of dreading and not really believing it. What did she say? A positive expectation that something good is going to happen. That's your hope in whatever your higher power is, or yourself, or, you know, this is crap now. Everything, you know, you're going to go through crap now, but then you're going to, you know, reach the other side, and just expect that you're going to learn something from this, and maybe you can help somebody, and just keep going.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. What movie lives rent-free in your brain?
I Am Sam has always been one of my favorites.
Oh,
I know.
So good. Speaking of, if you want to cry, but
I know.
Yeah.
But the truth of that performance.
Oh yeah. It was like,
yes,
really
amazing.
good movie.
Oh my God. But see, so equation, that is you vocally, that is the kind of performer that you are for me. That's how I experienced you. That authenticity of a performance like that. That's what you delivered.
Oh, I
Just
love
being
that.
real. Just
I
being
love
real.
that. Thank you. I love that. That's amazing.
So what did you love doing as a kid that you love doing to this day?
Forest, just going out into the woods, just going outside and doing anything. Trees. I love trees. I love being outside. I love trees. I love nature. We grew up with amazing, we'd go ice skating, cross country skiing, like in the fields next to the house. We'd go in the muddy pond and just being outside. We had a tree fort in the forest and we weren't afraid, it's just,
wow.
I feel bad for people who didn't grow up like that, to be honest. Like nature, animals, it's everything, I think.
Yeah.
I agree.
I didn't grow up with it, but I've intentionally moved to it now. And just when you're talking about trees, I mean, to go stand and like touch a tree covered in moss, to me, that's just beautiful. So
and the smells of the forest. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He
Beautiful.
fully lives in the wilderness now, myself. So that's so great. So good.
So what in the world is lighting you up right now? What's sparking that fire?
Well, just on a silly level is my pug, Gracie. She's a little white pug. This is our 5th or 6th pug.
Oh, wow.
We started rescuing them and that is heartbreaking, but that's an amazing feeling to do that. But so she was another rescue. Somebody had stuffed her in a duffel bag and left her in a parking lot. And somebody found her, and I know, right?
And
crazy.
She got to you.
So she ended up, in a rescue group, and my husband saw her posted online, and he was going through a lot of stuff, and he goes, I really want to get her, and I was opposed to another pug at the time because we already had a 15-year-old at home, our first one, my heart dog, and we knew she only had a few years if she was lucky, and I didn't want to split my love and attention, but I thought about it, and he really needed an emotional support dog.
Yeah.
And this dog spoke to him, and she's silly. She has a real bad underbite. Her tongue hangs out. She's a white pug.
So
and she's just funny, and, she just brings a lot of light and joy into the house. So that's what's happening.
Oh, she's meant to be.
Yeah. And amazing that your heart opens up to have space for both, right? I mean, when you brought the one in, it was like there's no room for that one, and yet
somehow
there is. Somehow we do it.
You figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, next question. What color is hope?
Green.
It's
green.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Green. I find solace and everything in nature, and to me, nature is green. So,
yeah. This is the best time of the year when everything is green. I absolutely love it. So, what does hope sound like?
I don't even know. Silence, maybe.
Silence.
That would be a great answer.
Especially like if you can shut your internal mind and thoughts and racing and off. Silence.
Yeah.
Just being able to really relax into that. Wow.
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
Hard
to do.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a great answer. Okay, so what in your world is giving you hope right now?
Healing that I'm seeing. My husband is going through some pretty serious health issues that we've been dealing with. We actually moved to this city, met some doctors, liked them, decided to sell our house in Nevada, move here, did everything within 3-4 weeks. So it's been a whirlwind, and but it was a good decision because he's in a better place. He feels more confident in that care he's getting, and he feels like maybe I can live now. So that gives me hope. And just working on getting back into healing for myself and not worried about that as much.
Yes.
Now that hopefully things are getting a little more under control and, like the healing, that I can maybe go back to, like we talked about, singing and, but, just working on healing myself a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you deserve it for sure.
Yeah, we all do.
We
That's
all
for
do.
sure.
We all do. Yeah.
Deanna, go ahead. Sis.
No, I was going to say that I just will leave it on that. Hope through the healing that we see, because I think that is, we need it in the world. Personally, we need it. The world needs it. The environment needs it. I mean, we just need healing. And so that is, if you can just see that there's growth and healing, even through all the pain and all the devastation, that does, I mean, for me, that gives me hope. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
And knowing
absolutely.
also that our own individual healing resonates, right?
Yes.
It moves outward and it does have an effect on the health and healing of us all.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. We individually, we each affect other people.
For sure.
We totally take that for granted. We don't really think about that. Every little smile, like I find people here aren't as friendly and open as like when I lived in Nevada. You'd walk past anybody and smile at them and say hi, and it was a lot more, but here I find people more closed off, and I find that interesting. But just, I'm just going to smile and say hi anyways. Hi. And my dog's like trying to like chase them.
So I have to ask, are you on the west or the east?
You're
on the west.
We're in Gilbert.
Oh, you're in Gilbert. Okay.
We're
I
in
get
Arizona.
Yep, I get that. I've heard the same thing from people who have moved there from California to there. So that's interesting.
Yeah. In California, people were really, I thought, open and friendly and warm.
Yes.
And then Nevada, we were in Summerlin area. I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so really nice people. And people are nice here. It's just they're just not as open. They're a little more closed
reserved.
off, more reserved. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be different. I thought it would be, they'd be different, but
yeah.
Well, maybe part of you being there is to help them with that openness. Maybe they're going to resonate and create some shift. Well, I mean, you definitely created some shift for us. I want to say thank you for saying yes and for spending this time with us. It was really, really lovely talking with you, and so generous of you to share your time and your thoughts with us. And we hope everyone listening is so inspired. I'm going to pull up right here. We know that if you want to reach out or to find more about Deanna and what she's doing, you can check out her website, which is Deanna Johnston, johnstonwithat.com. Or she has a LinkedIn, which is linkedin.com/in/Deanna Johnston. And also her YouTube channel, which is Deanna Johnston Voiceover. And we'll share that all out in writing as well. But you can definitely find her, and you can find all kinds of great videos of her work and her performance, and hear what she's doing now and what she did back in the day. Both worth your time, everyone.
Oh, thank you. Thank you both so much.
And no doubt a lot more to come. So we're going to look forward to that.
So.
Yeah.
Thank you. When I start singing again, I'll let you know.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Please do.
Yes.
I'll be listening.
Yes.
And so because I said my youngest was born right when Rockstar was on. So I actually was just introducing him to your music. And he is a musician and an amazing vocalist. And he thought you were amazing too.
Wow. That's awesome.
You're part of Joey's world too.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. You guys have inspired me, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Can't wait to see what you. Oh, wonderful. Can't wait to see what you do next, Deanna, because we'll be following. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining us today on Soul Sisteries.
And thanks for sharing stories with us. We'd love to hear your stories as well and keep the conversation going, absolutely keeping the hope going. So we're really hopeful that you'll connect with our guests as well who have great stories to share. Go ahead and follow them in various social media platforms or live venues. wherever it is that they're performing and sharing what they do.
We would love to have you follow us on all of our social media platforms, subscribe and rate, as that will help us get our message of hope out to others.
Thanks for listening to Soul Sisteries.